What is blocking Virgo? That is what today's reading is about. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new to Soul Embers, my name is Andrea. I'm an intuitive tarot reader, coach, counsellor, and I practice alternative medicine. I'd like to give my existing subscribers a massive shout out and a deep thank you. I really do appreciate your support. You guys keep this channel alive, and I also appreciate all your comments. You know, they help me connect with your energy. I do read all of them, and you know, when I can connect with whomever's on the other side of this camera, I really can use that for future readings, so they become a little bit more specific to the group of people that I'm connecting with, right? So Virgo, I found that many of us already know which experiences have led to the blocks that we have. Just from, you know, my experience with my clients, you know, there is a general understanding and a level of awareness there of what those experiences were. We also know, what I've also found is that we also have, I should say, the tools or the resources or the steps. We know what they are that will help us work through our traumatic experiences and heal, release, let them go, so we can work through this block and step into the character of the person that we envision for ourselves, right? Or have the relationships, the healthy relationships that we envision for ourselves. What I have found though, the problem often is that we find ourselves lapsing back into those unwanted patterns of behavior that we no longer want to identify with. Whether we're aware of it, yet we still do it and we don't understand why, even though we have that level of awareness, or whether we don't even recognize it until we reflect on the situation. That's just general what I've noticed. And I do believe that it's really important for us to focus on healing what we've experienced so that we can let it go and work through those blocks, and we don't, you know, fall into those patterns and cycles. But that can also be quite overwhelming. It also adds another block to an existing block. You know, if we continually focus on what happened and understanding that or healing that, we keep ourselves in that energy, and it becomes our lived experience. You know, we can't move forward from that. Yes, it's important to do, but for today, I would really like to focus on doing a reading that will bring you to the present, that will help you make decisions or make a choice a little bit differently today, that will help you redirect your approach in a way that sees you stepping into the character of the person you want to be, that, you know, brings you to your awareness to the present and makes you realize that you can choose differently. And you, even if you feel like a hell of a lot of resistance, let's say, you can choose how much you're willing to do differently, right? It doesn't need to be all in 150%. Baby steps, little wins add up to these massive wins, right? So just a different approach. All right, guys, enough of the jibber jabber. Let's jump into this and see what is going on with Virgo. How can Virgo approach a particular situation right now that will see you, you know, not repeating a default response to the situation as a result of this block that has you repeating these unwanted behaviors that hold you back from whatever it is that you're trying to step into, Virgo. What message do we have for Virgo? Say it loud and say it proud, straight out the gate. I don't know what that's about, but some of you may be considering speaking up about something, speaking up about a belief, speaking up about something you actually really disagree with. What message do we have for Taurus? How can Taurus do things differently when it comes to this situation? Surrender, denial. Oh my gosh. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. Okay, Virgo, here's the thing. I'm going to hold up the camera for you. The camera. I'm going to hold up the card to the camera so you can see it. And hopefully it focuses. I can't see that far. Right? Here's what I'm getting. Say it loud and say it proud. The minute I started tuning into your energy, that just jumped out at me. And I'm feeling that there is an element here that there is more than one person involved in this situation. There is more than one person involved, yet there's, in the sense that this situation might be between you and another person. However, a discussion that needs to be had where you say it loud and say it proud is going to filter through to other people. And I'm getting this massive disruption, something that you're already aware of. You know that by you actually saying what you need to say, it's going to cause a lot of gossip. It's going to cause a lot of, judgment. And it's not that you really care about the judgment. You do want to be accepted. It's not like you want to be shunned from those that are important to you, from your immediate group of, your friendship group, let's say, or family, right? It's not that you want to be cut those ties out. You can't be bothered with what's to come. There is this element of the minute you say what you need to say, you feel that you need to explain yourself. And there is an element in that message that I got as soon as I started channeling your energy, where you say it loud and say it proud, that it's not actually about a discussion. It's a very final thing. You just say it. It's not about you, explaining yourself. You are going to be judged based on other people's perception, whether you like it or not. Whether you explain yourself or not, people will already make up their mind. Having an understanding of why you have certain beliefs does not change the beliefs that others have about life, about morals, about values. They may understand where you're coming from. Let's say it'll give them a better understanding of where you're coming from, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it changes their value, their understanding of what values need to be upheld. And that's what I feel this comes down to. Now, when we talk about denial and when we talk about accepting people and situations exactly as they are, without denying the difficulties, Virgo, I feel that you have, for a very, very long time, tried to maintain the peace in this situation. The reason why you want to maintain the peace is because you obviously feel there is this element of you not having been accepted, certain aspects of you not having been accepted earlier on in life, unless you measured up in a particular way. You really needed to present yourself in a particular way in order to be accepted. There were no conversations about exploring your beliefs. There were no conversations about exploring your values or, determining what they are. These beliefs and values were instilled in you and they were not negotiable. Okay? And so it is something that you became accustomed to. You became accustomed to accepting how you need to do things, being told what's acceptable. You may not have agreed with it, but you would have never spoken up about it. There may have been instances where you did not follow it, but follow what was pushed upon you, but you would have never said anything. You would rather retreat and keep them at a distance, or not tell them what is really going on in your head or the decisions that you are making in private, than let them in on what you actually believe and how you're actually doing things. So there is this element of not accepting yourself. You don't know, you haven't cultivated that. You didn't cultivate it, let's say, at a time that was crucial. So this exploring your emotions and exploring what your beliefs are is something that you may have been on this journey for some time now, and you've reached a point where you know that the next part of embracing and accepting who you are is by communicating it. And what you're challenged with right now is, this is part of the healing process for you. This is part of you actually being able to step into the energy of the person that you do want to identify with. And a lot of work, Virgo, hats off to you. A lot of work has been going on in the inside that's, building and empowering you and getting you ready to actually bring things into fruition in reality. So the next step is to create the steps that you need and cut off any toxic ties, or even distance yourself from toxic relationships that actually hold you back from whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. And by cutting out, I don't necessarily mean cut ties completely. This just means that you are willing to let people know where you're at, and they can choose for themselves. There is a lot of fear involved with that too, by the way. So the card says, accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. So this is a time where you're called to be courageous. This is the minor shift that's going to open the door to the opportunities that you need, that's going to help you heal the trauma that's causing this block, right? Making a decision, a decision today to get the courage to start even small and communicate your beliefs in a way that aren't really impacting other people. Little minor things, your dislikes, the way you do want to communicate, what you will accept. The minor things, though, will really build that confidence that's needed to say it loud and say it proud. Okay, so making smaller decisions in the lead up can really help build that courage. This is the thing that you have often lapsed, because even if you've had courage to speak up previously, Virgo, you may have been either manipulated back into the situation and felt that you completely compromised your self-worth and what's important to you, and as a result not felt respected or valued. And so there is that fear that you're going to be manipulated again, that you're going to fall into the trap of, stepping down or stepping back from what you really want to achieve. Okay, I hope that is helpful, guys. Comment below and let me know if this is your story. Hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Hit the like button if it resonates, of course, right? It helps me get back out there into the algorithm, which is so bloody hard these days. And I do take personal readings, so if you'd like to reach out because you vibe with my reading style, my contact details are in the description box. Okay, this is about Yep. I want one more card. Beautiful. Virgo, listen to me. Your ability to take this risk is going to help you take this blindfold off. Do you see? It's not focusing, is it? There we go. Do you see how this lady in this photo has a blindfold on? I'm looking at the Fool card. This is about new beginnings. This is about, even though I don't know where I'm going, I'm willing to take the risk. I would rather be free than bound by, how others want me to show up to make their lives easier. This is my time. This is what this is about. And this is absolutely gorgeous, because if you have a look at, in this particular tarot card, the Fool is actually looking down. Looking down on the journey that's about to take place. Looking down on, really, he's looking down on himself. Okay? And this is what it feels like. It feels like you're looking at the person that you are presenting to the world, and you're about to make a decision that's going to help you step into, to reconcile who you are in the reality of the situation. Show up with authenticity, not negotiable. Okay, so having the conversation, and this one step is what opens the floodgates to this amazing new beginning. There is integrity here. There is honesty. This is a long-term shift for you, a brand new beginning with clarity, a lot of clarity, with a lot of wisdom. You have gained a lot of foresight. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the other thing I'm getting is that this will come as a shock and to others. And I believe this, Virgo. This is going to come as a shock to others. And the more you, despite a quivering voice, despite the fear, you embrace the situation exactly as it is, without denying the difficulties that lie ahead for yourself. The more you do that, the more empowered you get, the more motivated you get, the more the opportunities for you to really pursue the type of life and relationships you want will present themselves. They're just waiting. It's almost like this is the final link for you, Virgo. I'm loving this reading for you. Guys, have a fantastic week. Thanks again for joining me to the end, and I will see you for your next lot of readings. Bye, Virgo.